Have you ever had a week like we had last week where every little project seems to take too much time? Well, this week I need to get a few of those things wrapped up and tidy up some little projects. I also this week start a 10-day stretch where I'm on call, so it's going to be kind of hard to get some work done. And I just discovered a new project. Check this out. Solving this can't wait. This is not keeping temperature when we get up into the high 90s and even over 100. I had a moment of confusion when I saw this temperature going up because I thought, hey, why aren't the fans coming on? Then I remembered that's a project we completed on the other trailer, basically the same fridge, and I think we need to do that on this one. The fans increase the airflow over the coils and the fridge works more efficiently at these higher temperatures. So I need to order those parts immediately. This is one of the projects I want to make sure I finish this weekend, the monitor. Someone reached out on Instagram wondering if we've sold the 2006 Airstream. We have not. It is up for sale, but we've only had a handful of very, very low offers. Had an older gentleman who was really kind of aggressive, trying to drive a hard bargain at $8,000. And for that kind of money, I'd rather figure out a way to keep it and enjoy it. Now, even if I were to remove the entire Victron power system and install it in the Tommy, I'd still need to get more than $8,000 for that trailer. Ultimately, we do have to sell the 2006 for a little bit closer to what we paid for the Tommy Bahama to kind of fix this accident and have it kind of turn out financially responsible. So yes, the 2006, we still have it. It is in storage right now and it is for sale.
A couple of our viewers have weighed in with some tips for how to work these dents. People have mentioned glue sticks and suction cups and heat as well. So we're gonna keep working the heat angle on this particular situation and maybe try some other techniques, see how we do.
I don't know how much heat we need to add. It's about 105.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees to start with.
It's
So
really
the heat gun's fun.
I'm not really sure. Maybe we need to try like the glue sticks. You want to try gaffer tape first?
I do. We got a little bit left. We'll give it a try.
All right.
I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna try a basic just rip. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna build something a little more complex to get more of a pull towards the center. But here goes nothing. Nope, nothing yet.
Nope. Fail.
All right, well, the tape didn't quite work out. I guess we need a bigger dent for kind of how the geometry of that works. I'm gonna try a suction cup. I see two problems. All right, we have two problems with the geometry of this. One is that there's scratches, so that doesn't make a good seal. The second problem is that both of the suction cup options we have essentially work with a plastic frame, and so when you put them in the indentation, it hits, and the suction cup doesn't push really hard against, so.
Fail.
Fail.
Nope.
Nothing.
Fail. I feel like you need more leverage to pull it out. Those scratches make it so it doesn't want to stick. Want to see if Harbor Freight or O'Reilly's has anything?
We could try the glue stick method because the scratches won't keep it from sticking.
Well, we didn't have much success outside trying to work the dent with the tools that we have on hand. So now I'm trying to gain access. We'll see if I can to try to get in here and see if we can work the dent out from the inside.
You're bleeding.
What?
You're bleeding on your face, and also turn your head towards the side. Yeah, you definitely have notes of Tin Man happening right now.
I was doing work.
Yeah, here. Wow, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep, Wow.
All right, so we're gonna set up our outdoor area, round two. The eBay seller has reached out to us and told us they'll give us a free refund, that they didn't realize there was damage on the item, and that we can dispose of it.
Or keep it.
Or keep it. So,
Which one do you think we're gonna do?
bit of an existential crisis. I don't want to throw it away. It's almost perfectly good.
Sort of.
Sort of.
It's not full price good, but it's free good.
It's good enough.
It is hot today. Very, very hot.
Done this wrong. I think something like that.
All right.
So we come closer to account for door swing.
Probably.
All right.
I don't open the door in 106 degrees very often, and I have the hatch
There we go.
if I really need it, so.
Okay, so that's kind of that, and then we'll go. It's gonna take me a couple tries to figure out how to get all the wrinkles shuffled down. So here are the two burn holes in question that made it clear that this was not a new item that we purchased.
Which is pretty minor, honestly, for something that we now own for free. I wouldn't have wanted to pay full price for it.
Yeah, if
but
they'd advertised it as slightly damaged and sold it for less, I probably would have said yes, because we couldn't get one any other way.
But I really like this pattern. And somehow it like absorbs the plano tote stack.
Yeah,
It just kind of makes it look very,
it does. It does. I also like that the width of it lands right between the fire pit and the picnic table. That was lucky too.
yeah, that was unplanned. But I think this gets the job done for right now. Sweet.
Let me see if I've got a stake for the corner. I think I've got a stake I can do on the corner here.
Do you want to do that right now, or do you want to let it like flatten out for a day or two?
Yeah, it might in the sun kind of settle. Let's do that.
Let's wait until it like settles. 'Cause I don't want you to do the work twice. You don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, okay.
All right, sweet. Onward.
It's gonna be a scorcher today, and I just pressed the awning button and nothing happened. I wanna get that awning out early, and gonna have to figure something out. This is the cable that's been in there, and a couple times if I wiggled it, the awning would then work. This time that didn't happen. I do have a second cable, so I'm gonna start with a simple solution. People have mentioned in the comments that we should eventually replace this awning, and maybe eventually we will with the manual, because the power awning over time, it's just less and less reliable, and ours has certainly been through an event, we'll call it. All right, the board is now lit up green. Good news there.
But that wasn't the Ethernet cable that did it.
Yeah, so the Ethernet cable, the one I just swapped out, is the one that goes here and comes down to the back of the switch out here. What I actually did was wiggle the power wires right here to get that board to light up.
That little red 12-volt switch, we might be able to get one at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, something like that.
Yeah, the little red switches are easy to get.
Actually,
That's just...
you should also check the Wheeler Reserve. We may have one from when we did the via air.
Yeah, it'd be the same one as the compressor switch, but I think the only question is, do we have a 2-pack? I don't remember buying a 2-pack. We can get this awning out now, though. You want to hit the button?
Yeah, but it may not come back in. Are you ready for the race?
Yeah, we'll solve that later. What are you making?
I am making like a jalapeno lime juice cabbage salad. I think we'll have salad and protein. So I have bag salad in the fridge, and I think this will be nice on top of that with some like chicken or something like that. But I want to make it now so that it's cold and ready to go when we're ready to eat.
Sounds good to me. Overnight, the fridge only got down to 40, and I think the fans will be here later today, so I'm gonna try to fix this problem, and maybe we'll do better tomorrow. What are you making next?
Cucumber salad. I'm going to put lime, salt, pepper, red pepper flakes. I know you like to use this on your tacos and various eggs, dishes, whatever. as like a nice vinegary side dish, and it's nice to have it chilled already in the fridge.
All right, I think it's time to try the dent pulling again.
Yes, so Andrew last night explored what it would take to do some panel removing. I'm gonna let him show you that, but it's pretty invasive, and so we wanna make sure we exhaust everything on the exterior of the trailer first. I think I need a hat though to get the fur hat like off me. I'm really sweaty and sticky.
Yeah, it's humid. We may have to close the back soon.
Okay, and put the air on. I'm going to try the glue stick method now. I couldn't find the big ones in the store, and my glue gun that's been in our way with the thick glue sticks for the last like year and a half, I can't find it all of a sudden, and I don't know where it went, but so I bought these. These were the only ones they had in the store, so I'm gonna try it now.
Right now I'm watching Shauna heat up the glue stick, and it starts to go clear when it gets hot enough to start to stick. And then as we watch it cool, it goes opaque again. So we're watching it go back to opaque. And at a certain point, we're gonna have to decide, is it cooled down enough to still stick? And then at that point, we'll try to pull the dent. Okay, we've got a pretty decent blob there. Because we could only get the little glue sticks, I think we don't have the handle that we might have if we used a bigger one.
Yeah.
But as I'm thinking about it, if we were to take a hook tool and hook it into that big blob, we might get the action we need.
So melting up glue, connected glue puddle, would that give us more?
I don't know. Let's let this one cool and see how it does.
The problem with it cooling is it's so hot out. The skin is actually even like.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit against us today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we'll
I
be
think
able
it's
to
going to be against us for the next several months, Andrew. It's going to be really hot
Yeah.
in Texas, so.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe in the meantime, we have one of these.
Do you want to try that on the back dent? The
This one?
left side of that?
We can try it. Let's do it.
Okay. If I push on the edges,
Let's see.
is it worth trying to like use a little soap or something to make it seal? Okay, so you can get it to seal on the undented body.
Right. So.
What's the half measure? How close can you get? Little pull at the edge. Did it do anything or not?
Hard to say, honestly. Oh, it wants to come, buddy.
It came a little. It stayed halfway of what I pulled.
What if, wait, before you do anything more, does it make sense for us to add more glue? More pull points.
I'm gonna say not right now. Let's massage it.
Okay,
Because
see what we get.
it doesn't feel like it's gonna pull off yet. So that's the first thing.
You're gonna lose that glue. Ooh. All right, wanna try again?
Yeah, it's about half as deep. So the question is, do we put one here and pull them both together?
I don't know. Andrew has 3 dots, now 2 on here. I'm just gonna try to pull.
Got 2.
2 left. I wonder if you need to.
So
I think you need to melt more.
I didn't heat the body on that one, and so it didn't stick as well. It comes down to that, I think.
All right, so do we want to pause this and?
Let's see if we get a pull here. It'll be just as easy to restick that 3 as it is 1, because we'll heat it up and then we can't use it anyway.
Go ahead.
Let's give it a try.
You don't have enough on that left one. I can tell already. It's ripping.
Not enough meat. Let's pull on this one with two hooks. See what happens.
definitely getting some movement, but
the problem is that in doing so, I'm melting the other puddles.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Dent pulling, round 14. I saw it. I saw it. At the maximum pull there, it looks pretty good. It just won't quite stay.
And I'm pulling out, see?
That's all right. We can catch it again. There's enough material there. We can catch it again. So that's that hook tool. You got to kind of pull on an angle because it doesn't have a straight 90.
I have a lot of glue. We can just melt this into a big pad.
Well, we can keep pulling it till it pulls off too. That one was the one that was so big I was worried it wasn't set up yet.
It might not have been. I got impatient and excited, but look we made progress. I saw it pop.
Yeah, that one wasn't fully set up.
All right, well, let's heat it up again and just
stick it back.
Stick it back.
Okay.
All right, what do we have to lose? You're stronger, can you? Raiders in the night. Can you?
Sorry, back to work.
Ugh. All right, I'm melting this. We're blobbing, baby. We're blobbing.
Let's do it again. The strategy now is what I would like to call going for it.
Just twist it, Andrew, like a glass blower. On your space. Get away from me. And then push it against sort of the skin. Not exactly against the skin, but you know what I mean, right? I just don't know if we can have enough glue. Maybe we should put more on.
The more we put, the longer it takes to cool the center and actually adhere, so let's roll with this for now.
So you wanted to go do that wiring. Do you want to do that before it gets hot? It's still morning. So.
I gotta empty that compartment to do it, so let me start that.
Okay.
There you go.
Andrew's gonna go pull stuff out of the compartment. I'm just gonna sit here. Be the support for the glue as it cools.
All right, time to use 2 feet of this to wire up the power inverter.
Looks like Andrew's doing that wiring. Hello.
I'm having a great time in here. Got enough length on everything. I just have to make these connections. The difficulty here is I can't really see well with this fine wire when I stick it in to make sure it really is getting clamped by the screw correctly. So it's gonna take me a minute to make sure I get this right. This is more difficult than I thought. I can't really see up in and be sure I'm making a good connection. I may switch to Wagos. That would be another way to do this safely. And then leave them up in this box so that they're kind of off the ground and free from getting bumped into. Option B, if I can get it around here. Option B is I've made these connections with Wagos, and I'm gonna go test it now with the monitor. All right, I just heard thunder, so I'm gonna go button up everything in that compartment and close it up.
All right, but that's what we wanted to see.
Yep, right there.
So the Wagos work. Maybe we need to put the awning in.
Yeah. I don't want to mess with that awning.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. How's it going?
Pretty much done. Oh, just pass me that. Let me show
Okay.
how it looks.
Wanted to run everything through the terminal blocks here, but ultimately I have it in Wagos secured back there. I think it'll work just fine.
All right, well, since I've opted to climb all the way in here, I've opted to get a little deeper and clean it.
At this point, to pull this dent, we've tried a heat gun, we've tried heavy duty tape, small suction cups, larger Bondo branded dent pulling suction cup. We tried hot glue sticks, which actually worked the best, but for us to make any more progress, I think we have to remove the inner wall panel to finish up this repair. To remove this panel here, I'm gonna have to undo this rivet line all the way up past the handle, and then this rivet line all the way under the bottom edge of the window, all the way around. I'd like to get the wall panel loose without messing with the hatch door frame. I really don't want to mess this up. So we think the water level in this trailer came up around here. First two screws below that line, heads just sheared clean off. Above that, this one's coming out easy.
Yeah, and I can actually see there's a hidden, this is what's so frustrating sometimes about access to Airstream panels, there's a hidden rivet back there, Andrew.
Right. Yep. Yeah, this would have been the stopper if we tried to go kind of a different way. This wiring here is the back of our electric awning where the arm comes down and meets the body. Everything here looks good. I am going to take the time to just replace every single one of these Wagos, make sure the wire is stripped back and clean of corrosion before I stitch this back up, since I've got the wall panel off.
I'm pushing on it with my shoe on the back side of the dent, and it's not pushing out and staying out, which means
it won't stay out. I think
we may have hit maximum DIY.
Yeah.
Unless you really think you can gain by taking the entire panel off.
I don't know. So I was pulling on this while she was pushing, and she was able to push pretty much up into here, but it just didn't seem like it wanted to stay. I think ultimately it's better than when we started the day, but it would have been nice if we could gain a little more. It is what it is. Yep, I'm gonna replace all these Wagos. The first two I opened up, lots of blue-green copper corrosion. I'm guessing the other ones aren't any better. I'm just gonna take a minute and cut the wires back a little, re-strip them, and put them in fresh Wagos. I feel much better about the fresh Wagos, and I'm gonna put this back in the wall and put it back together. I put this first guide rivet in that Airstream installed before we ever took this apart. Crucial to get everything lined up. Whenever you do this work, you want to be very sure that everything's going to line up at the end, so once you start, you're not totally off by the time you finish. I've got the wall back together, I've got the dinette back together. I think everything is pretty good. I'm glad I took the time to kind of fight with the alignment and do the rivets kind of one at a time, because what that meant was by the time I got to the end, everything was still lined up correctly. It's kind of important to do that when you take Airstream panels off. So,
hey, did you leave that dinette detached so I can paint under it?
Yes, the base is actually detached. You'll be able to paint the floor.
Okay.
So that's good, but everything in the wall is all attached right, and I'm kind of happy with how it went back together, even if it was a little frustrating to start.
I think doing those Wagos was a good idea as well. If we hadn't tackled the dent, we wouldn't have done that necessarily.
Yeah, the dent, it's not as good as I was hoping, but it's not bad. It did improve. For all the time we took, it did improve significantly. This is the final piece of our power system modification, and all I have to do is cut the hole in the wall so that this fits, and it's a little bit bigger than the last one, but it can be kind of hard to cut the Airstream aluminum skin in kind of small straight cuts. So we'll see how I do. Closer. Got the length now. I just got to get the height. That's the harder adjustment because it's actually a small little bit that I have to change. It is hard to do this, like I said, and I did put 2-3 vertical scratches. I think 2 of them might show. Not happy about that. Tool just slipped. Glad I got this in here to close this loop. It's now working great, and I'm a little sorry I scratched the wall, but ultimately it's not too bad. The fridge parts have arrived, and I don't think I'm gonna get to that today. It's already 6:30 and I've got to go to work tomorrow, but I do have the parts, so at least I can launch into that the next possible chance I get. Yep, a little bit concerned about that.